Today's video is my review of the Logitech MX Master 3. I've been using this guy as my main mouse for both traveling and in my office for almost exactly 6 months. Before that, I was on the MX Master 2S and I was spending about 3 years using that mouse. After that one retired itself after 3 years of use, I decided to move over to the newer model, which is the MX Master 3. And I'm very happy I did so, because this mouse holds so much value for the around $80 that I paid for it when I bought it around Black Friday last year. After using this guy for about 6 months, I have a pretty good idea of what are the good things, what are the bad things, and how it compares to some other offerings on the market. The mouse comes in this box, which is a pretty straightforward but not too fancy box. It shows the mouse. It has a description in many different languages on the left hand side there. It has the items that are included and warranty information on the right hand side. In the back here we get a little bit of a description of the USBs of the product. And in the bottom we have the serial info. I personally think this box could be a little bit more minimal on the outside, given that this is a premium product. They just put everything they could on the outside of the box. You open the top part here and take out another box. And then you have this little flap that comes off and it reveals the content of the box. Now, this is something I did a long time ago, but this is what is included in the package. We have the mouse, we have a nice quality USB-C to USB-A cable. This guy I haven't used though, because I have other cables that I use more frequently. But it is a decent cable and it has the Logitech logo printed there on the USB-C end. Then we just have a little bit of documentation there that I haven't paid much attention to either. Outside of this, we have this little transmitter. So if you don't want to use it with the Bluetooth, you can use this transmitter to run it with a laptop that, for example, lacks Bluetooth. Or if you want a more stable connection, you can run it over this little USB, and then it is a radio transmission instead of the Bluetooth. Let's have a close look at the features of this mouse. The best thing with the mouse is for sure the shape in combination with the super high quality of the buttons and the scroll wheels. They have moved to a completely metal side scroll wheel as well as a completely metal top scroll wheel. And these are the most premium feeling scroll wheels that I have ever tried. On top of that, the shape is just really well fitting, even for me that got pretty large hands. It's got 2 side buttons there, together with this button that clicks down when you are holding your thumb on it. That button is pretty much my only complaint, because I feel like that pressing down your thumb is not a very natural movement to do when working, and it is something that I sometimes accidentally hit when I'm doing a more intense activity like gaming. On top, you have the regular left and right button, the scroll wheel, together with a button to unlock the scroll wheel. And when you unlock the scroll wheel, you can scroll that pretty much infinitely. And then you just have to stop it when you want it to stop. When you press it again, it will scroll normally, and then if you decide to spin it, it will then disconnect. In this other state, it will not be having those, clicks in the scroll wheel at all. Since these clicks are very subtle, you won't be able to hear them, but it does make a difference for sure. And I normally run it in the more normal state where you get the clicks, and then if you want a super spin, you just switch it like that, and it goes over into the infinite fast scrolling. If you run, for example, huge spreadsheets and want to scroll a few thousand lines, that could be a helpful feature. Looking at the other side, we see one of the big upgrades compared to the MX Master 2S that was the previous version. This is the USB-C connection. And it's just so nice to be able to use the same charger as I use for my computer to just top up the mouse. And it has an amazing battery life. Usually this would last me for about a month before I have to charge it again. Compared to the MX Master 2S, the biggest change of this mouse is for sure these side, forward and back buttons. The MX Master 2S had a pretty big problem there, because they were placed on top of each other and it was really hard to know which one was which, especially if you were in a fast-paced game and needed to press the reload button, which could usually be configured to one of these buttons. That was super hard, but with this guy that has been completely resolved. Those buttons forward and back work really well, and the side scroll wheel I think has been improved to perfection, and I use it every single day and think it's one of the most handy features there are on this kind of mouse. And it's one thing that is usually not present in a cheaper mouse. So I really think this is a positive thing on the MX Master series. On the bottom here we also have the on-off button together with the sensor, and we have the choice of unit. And this you can pair with up to 3 units, and you quickly switch between the 3 units with the press of a button down there. Here you can also see the bottom shape of the mouse, and I think this really adds for a smooth and nice movement when you are using it on your table or desk. And you definitely don't need to use this together with a mat. You can just use it as it is, even like this on a relatively blank and white surface. If you want a closer look at the shapes of the mouse, here you have it from the back, from the left-hand side, from the front side, and from the right hand side. And there you have it from a little bit of a different angle if you just want to see all the different shapes of this mouse. This is the mouse side by side with my M720, which is a cheaper mouse from Logitech as well. And as you can see here, the shapes are very different. While the M720 is a bit smaller, which could be good if you want to pack it, I think the difference is negligible. I really prefer the shape of the MX Master 3. There you can see the comparison between them in height and in general shape to fit your hand. Here you can see the mouse in my regular office setup, together with my Keychron K6 keyboard, which I think goes really well together. In terms of usability, I think that this mouse is just the perfect option on the market. I've been trying a lot of different mice, and I can totally tell you this is the best one I have tried so far, and I'm never switching over to anything else over this guy. The weight of the mouse is 141 grams. This guy is definitely not heavy to bring along, but it has some considerable weight to it, so you might want to check that out and see what you feel about holding that weight in your hand. I mean, it is really personal preference around what you prefer when it comes to weight of a mouse. The 141 gram weight though means that it got huge quality feel to it, and that I think is one of the main features of this mouse. It is a truly premium feeling product that is lightweight. If you want something that is more lightweight, you're definitely gonna have to take something that is a little bit less premium feeling. The buttons are clicking, but they are not loud clicking, so it is never a disturbing experience for anyone else in the office when you are using this kind of mouse. That is it for my review of the Logitech MX Master 3. My absolute favorite mouse on the market right now, and it will probably be like that for a substantial amount of time moving forward. Maybe until there is an MX Master 4 being released, but who knows when that will actually happen. I think it's a fantastic mouse, and you have to really look to find the flaws of this product. But the one flaw that I can really say is what I mentioned before, that this button that clicks down on the side here is a little bit annoying. I don't feel like I need a button for my thumb, and I happen to accidentally push it sometimes when I'm in more intense situations. Except that, I would pretty much say that this is the perfect mouse. It is sometimes a little bit expensive, but if you can find it at a decent sale price, you can definitely get a bargain with this kind of mouse. I will put some links on where to buy it down in the description below. And if you want to ask any questions about this guy, you can do so down in the comment section, where I'm usually very active. I'm W2Best, I make in-depth gear reviews and tutorials, and I will see you in the next video. Have a nice day, bye bye!